think about it, you say it, and you do it. I'm Jonathan Styano. I'm a consultant plastic surgeon and I run the Styano Clinic, which is a plastic surgery clinic here in Birmingham. And I'm going to talk about 3 ways to develop a personal brand. Now you might think, well look, I'm just a consultant, I'm just a doctor, I don't need a personal brand. But the fact of the matter is, you have got a personal brand. Everybody who is in any sort of business has got a personal brand. Whether you are a hairdresser or a plumber or an accountant, you have a personal brand. You have a way that you interact with people, you have a level of service that you deliver and that you offer people, you have a personality, you have ethics, and you have a way that you do things. So you've got a brand already, and it's more about thinking about what your brand is and trying to develop and hone your brand. And the 3 ways you do that is you think about it, you say it, and you do it. So the first thing is thinking about it. And actually thinking about it is the most difficult part of the whole thing. And since I left the NHS about 6 or 7 years ago, and since then I have been in full-time practice and I've been building up my clinic, and I see it as my development of my private practice as being separate to the clinical care that I deliver to patients. Obviously, we're all delivering the best clinical care we possibly can. You do that whether you're in the NHS or in the private sector. But if you want to build a private practice, then you have to think about how you're going to develop your practice, and that involves stepping back and spending some time thinking about how you want to be perceived, what sort of legacy you want to leave, how you want people to view your practice from the outside. So thinking about what sort of patients you want to treat, what sort of procedures you want to do, and what sort of patients you don't want to treat or can't treat, or it's not your ideal patient. It's all about thinking about who your ideal patient is, and the more you can narrow that down, that will also involve putting off other sorts of patients and saying, look, I'm really interested in treating this subset of the population. And the more you can narrow down and focus on your niche, the more you can let people make an informed decision as to whether it's right for them to see you. So the first step is thinking about what you want your practice and what you want your brand to look like. And the next step is to say it. And this is something that we as doctors are very bad at. There are a lot of things we do that we don't say that we do, and we do it because we think, well, I'm not going to make a big scene of that, I'm just going to be nice and I'm not going to charge for revisions, or of course I always insist on a second consultation, I'll never charge for it, and we don't actually explicitly say that. Now I think it's important to first of all think about how you want your brand to be perceived, and then think about things that you can do to promote that, but also there are things that you're probably doing already that you're not saying that you're doing. And it's important not just to do it, but actually to say that you do it. Because if you don't say that you do it, people don't know that you do it, and so therefore they can't make an informed decision as to whether they want to come and see you or they go and see someone else. And we hear stories all the time, particularly in plastic surgery, of people who have surgery done by someone, and they then turn out that it all goes wrong, and they turn out that person wasn't a fully trained practitioner, and they've messed it all up, and they thought that person was better than you because they went to have treatment with that person, and the reason they didn't come to see you and they went to see the other person is probably because that other person was saying stuff but not doing it. So I think we have to say it and do it, not just do it. And I think we're doing a disservice to our patients if we're doing stuff and not telling them about the things that we're doing, telling them about the sort of service that we offer, telling them about our ethics, telling them about our aftercare, telling them about what they can expect if they come and have treatment with us, and why it is good to come and see us, and why we are who we are, and the sort of level of service that they can expect. If we don't tell them, how can we expect them to make a balanced and informed decision? So we really need to start moving our practice to be thinking about some of the things that we might be doing already. They might be industry standard, seeing someone for a second time before having surgery. And maybe it's something like, maybe you can offer x-rays and scans on the same day as your consultation. Maybe it's the sort of aftercare, maybe you give free revisions maybe the things that you can do and you take it for granted, but people don't know that. You have to tell them that you do that, and once you start telling them that you can do that and telling them what you stand for, then they can start to make a decision, because like it or not, there are lots of people who are offering the same treatments as what you do. And these patients have to make a decision as to who they have to treat them. So we have to give them some information, we have to give them some ammunition to allow them to make a decision, so they don't just make a decision depending on what time of day your clinic is on, or whether they like the picture of your profile on the website. We need to give them tangible information, so we need to say it. We need to say it. It's not enough to just do it, because they only know what we've done once we've done it. And then we need to get to tell people before they've actually had treatment with us why they should choose us. The third thing you've got to do is you've got to do it. So it's really important that you actually do what you're going to say. So I think most doctors are very good at doing stuff and not very good at saying it. And there are some more unscrupulous practitioners out there who are very good at saying it but not doing it. But you need to say it and you need to do it. So there's no good saying I'm going to give a real first-class service, I'm going to top end, high end, I'm going to really look after people. You say that in all your brochures and on your website and all the emails that you send out to people. You say you're going to really, really good top level of service, and then when they ring up, when they've got a bit of a wound healing problem, or if they've got some questions prior to surgery, the phone doesn't get answered, or they can't get an appointment to come back and see you. There's no good in saying stuff and not doing it. It's the worst thing you can do. It's bad enough to do it and not say it, but it's even worse to say it and not do it. You absolutely have to do it. You have to think about it, you have to say it, and you have to do it. And each one is very important. The most important is the thinking about it, and that's the most difficult one, believe it or not. You might find that hard to believe, but trust me, it's hard to think about this stuff. You need to spend time alone, away from the computer and the emails and stuff, and think about it. You have to say it, you have to portray it in all the information that you give to patients, and you have to deliver on it. You have to do what you're going to say. That is how you deliver and you build a personal brand. You've got a brand already, but it's probably a bit flabby, it's not very clear, it's not very crisp, and it's not very easy for patients to decide why you're different to the next guy. You need to try and firm it up, think about what you offer, who you want to treat, who your ideal patient is, so that they can make a balanced decision on who they choose to have their procedure. I hope that's been helpful. If you've got any questions, please get in touch. I'm very happy to talk to you. I offer a service where I mentor and talk to consultants regularly, but if you want to just have a chat, then by all means get in touch and we'll have a chat on the phone. We also offer courses here. We do courses to talk and get together and talk with other like-minded consultants who want to grow and build a better private practice that delivers a better service to their patients. That is what developing a better private practice is about. It's not about marketing, it's not about advertising, it's not about doing offers, it's about giving a better service to your patients. That's how you build your private practice. So if you've got any questions, feel free to get in touch, and look forward to hearing from you.